This is David Saville, and this is day 5 of my mission to become like the Iceman. I started this challenge a few days ago after meeting in Wim Hof, and actually I interviewed the guy, and he introduced me to a method of breathing and using cold to adapt my body. Now, he has broken like 20 world records and done all kinds of crazy shit. And there's a question mark over whether that's because he's able to do those things because genetically he is more predisposed. But he says that's not true. He says anybody can do that, and he teaches the Wim Hof method. So I wanted a slice of that for myself. So I'm using that myself every day. I'm doing 30 deep breaths, which is deep, fast, repetitive breaths. You know, really getting oxygen into the body. Tingling will happen. You'll feel a bit fucking weird as you're doing it. That's the 30 breaths. On the 30th breath, breathe everything out your lungs, stop. Now today I did 2 minutes 47 seconds. Yesterday I did 2 minutes 50. So it's been around that mark for the past couple of days. I don't know, where it will go from that. So that's thing. But then a few days ago, the most I could ever hold my breath for was 1.5 minutes. I mean, that was painful. This one, I get to 2.5 minutes, and it only just starts getting painful then. I mean, it's a bit weird, by the way. When you first breathe everything out, your body, my brain obviously wants to breathe in. My subconscious as well wants to just breathe in because that's what I'm used to doing. But after a few seconds of not doing that, it relaxes and it's okay. And this is what the meditation and concentration techniques that Wim uses to actually influence his nervous system. Now, he's done all kinds of stuff. Now, some guy criticised me yesterday because I was a bit loose with my facts. I said Wim had climbed Everest when he actually didn't. He actually failed to climb it because he had an injured foot. But he was still in shorts on Everest for hours. To me, that's what I was looking at. Do you know what? It didn't even occur to me about whether he climbed it or not. I don't really care about that. For me, it's about what his body's able to do in the extreme. And then there's much more that he can do as well, and the actual ramifications of being able to do this are immense. Let me share something that I found, because after he said that I thought, well, let me find out a little bit more about the facts, and this isn't for me, because I'll be honest, I much prefer the experiences to someone else's facts, but this may help you decide to start the challenge. So this is an experiment that was done. So Hof claims he can influence his autonomic nervous system and thereby suppress his immune response through concentration and meditation. To investigate this, he was administered endotoxin while practicing his concentration and meditation technique. During the experiment, various measurements were performed, including brain activity, autonomic nervous system activity, and inflammatory mediators in the blood. After an endotoxin administration, the increase of the stress hormone cortisol in Hof was much more pronounced compared to the other healthy volunteers. We know that this hormone is released in response to increased autonomic nervous system activity and that it suppresses the immune response. In accordance, the levels of inflammatory mediators in Hof's blood were much lower. On average, Hof's immune response was decreased by 50% compared to other healthy volunteers. In addition, hardly any flu-like symptoms were observed. These results are definitely remarkable. However, so far they have only been obtained in a single individual and therefore cannot serve as scientific evidence for the hypothesis that the autonomic nervous system and the immune response can be influenced through concentration and meditation techniques. So, in other words, Hof's the man, he can do it, but there's no evidence anyone else can. Well, I spoke to his son actually, and his son says that he's not been ill since he was 12 years old. I mean, I think the son's around my age. And that's what he says. He said every time he feels himself getting ill, he does some cold treatment and some deep breathing and it goes away. That's what he says. Obviously, it's anecdotal. So that's why that's the kind of stuff that inspired me to do this challenge. I'd like a bit of that. I'd like to be able to have illness in my body but not respond to it, Imagine that's flu. Now imagine what other things it could have, the potential impacts of stuff like cancer or any other disease. If you could control your body better, what is possible? And that's where this can go, right? So I don't know what will happen, but I know that I'm enjoying this journey. Well, enjoying is maybe the wrong word, but it's an exciting game to be playing, right? Exciting challenge. So join me. You know, let's find out. Imagine we just get a cross section of people doing this. Let's not wait for some fucking paper to come out in a few years' time to tell us that yes, this is a good idea. Let's do it now. Let's become the experiment. Let's be the experiment now. Let's use ourselves. Let's share between us our individual reactions and what we notice, and see where this goes through the month of April. And if something cool happens, if we feel like it's benefiting us, why not incorporate it in the rest of our lives? Because if it can make us better and stronger, why the fuck wouldn't we keep doing it? So that's what I'm in it for, that really, to see if this is something that could become a lifelong thing that makes me more resilient and better. And then obviously I'm going to then be a fucking preacher for this to everyone I know, right? If it helps me. So that's what I want from this. Let's find out together. Join me, come on, join the Iceman Mission. Comment your time below. How long did you do your deep breathing for? How long did you hold your breath for after breathing out all your air? What was the longest time? Post it in the comments. The cold shower, by the way, when you do the cold shower, have a normal hot shower and then for 30 seconds to a minute, do the cold. Today, it was fucking excruciating. I found a new level of cold in my shower that I didn't know existed. I thought I was having cold showers. Fuck, this was cold. My head felt like a fucking ice cube afterwards. It felt like it was going to explode. So it was painful. But I'm in this, so let's see what happens with that. You know, the idea of that, by the way, part of it is to wake up all the capillaries and get them functioning at a much better level. Because when we're wearing clothes all the time, our body is not responding to the environment as it would have done, you know, years ago. We've actually lost that ability by wearing clothes. So this is about bringing back a natural ability you would have had. That's the idea anyway. I don't know if it's true or not. We'll find out. So, this is David Saville. Join the Iceman Challenge and comment below. Take care for now.